Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right, folks, welcome live here, and we're at the Myrtle Beach track here tonight for the Five Kings Motorsports Crooked Line Racing Super Late Models, that is, tonight here. And this track, it's going to be a tough one. I mean, Myrtle Beach, it's a half-mile style short track. I mean, definitely a short track. And these cars on it definitely got a lot of power, a lot of speed to them, so going to be interesting to see how these guys modulate the track tonight. I was talking to a few of them here before, Alex, and they said tires could be a factor here tonight.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about fuel. Usually we go into fuel versus tires and that whole shindig of stuff, but I don't think fuel's really going to be it here this evening. I think these tires are, especially after from what we saw, some of these little curbs, turtles can come and hurt your tires a lot, so be on the lookout for those bad boys.
Well, last week, I know you wasn't feeling well, you sick and out. Christian Pittman won last week, and it was a challenging race, but he did not pit the entire race. And I tell you what, it was interesting because I talked about it, and I was like, wow. So he was able to maintain that. We might see that again tonight from someone. They might pull that feat off. It all depends on the cautions and how it is. Again, a lot of these tracks have been more about track position than it has been about tires. And, last week, I even said some of the guys, everybody behind Pittman except for the top two, pitted, and I thought, man, they're going to run Pittman down, no problem. But they just ran out of time, and the tires fell off. So by the time the end of it, we're getting set to go green flag. So looks like Chris Stitz out front in this one. Alex Coffey right there in second. Going to start it out front. That's another fast cat here. But now tonight, since Pittman did win last week, Alex, he has to start from the back. That's just kind of one of the rules they have here at Crooked Line Racing. You start in the back, and then you got to bring it to the front. So here we go, green flag. Alex and company up front. They head off into turn 1.
Yeah, this is definitely one of those tracks where I think track position could play a pretty big factor here tonight. Don't know a lot about this track. I just know it's a little half-mile track.
On the beach. And actually, they don't race anymore. I believe, from my understanding now, they have actually tore it down. So obviously they used to race here a lot, but now I believe it's not raced at anymore in real life.
Yeah, just looking at how it's going, this track, it doesn't seem very wide. I know these guys can sling these super late models around a little bit. They got pretty good handling to them too, going hand in hand with the power that they got. So, hello.
Off the track. Back on now, so that's a good job on his end, keeping it going. But, you know, like what you're saying right here, I think it's going to become a one groove style as these guys get kind of fanned out here. You see Brandon Mettler kind of caught on the outside. Right now I'm kind of looking at that inside might be a little bit of the dominant lane.
Yeah, just looking at it, I can see that outside lane probably not going to be able to really stick it and hold for that long. I mean, unless you get some guys on older tires and you got guys on newer tires slinging it on the outside and whatnot. I think that might be where it could work out a little bit. But right now, we're all on the same tires. I don't think it's really going to do you much. I feel like once you get stuck out there, it'll be kind of like Martinsville, even though the track's not laid out like Martinsville, but same concept.
Yeah, and you're right. I mean, I agree with you on that one. You just saw right there, Chris Carroll, just how long it took him to get around Mettler. So basically, with newer tires now, newer versus older tires, when it took him that long. Chris Carroll is another guy. I'm gonna tell you, last week, I know he wasn't here, but that guy, he had an up and down race. I'm gonna tell you, and he is bad fast. Don't know how he's gonna do here tonight at Myrtle Beach, but last week, he fell all the way back to the back, came through the pack, back to the front. Pitted though, and I kind of questioned that second pit stop because it put him way back in the back, and ultimately, yeah, he finished, I think it was in the top 5 to finish out the race, but I think what hurt him was that second pit stop. So twice he came from the back to the front, but again, he gave up like 3rd position there at one time just to pit. But he's a guy to look for as far as coming through the field, and he looks like he's doing it again.
Yeah, he looks
he got
pretty
Brown.
fast.
Whoa, is Brown going to hang on to it? I will tell you what, right there was a good... stacked him up behind him, though, but wow, he got in the back of Brown, and Brown, that was a good save.
Yeah, I totally missed it as I'm trying to look in the in the standings right here too, because I remember hearing that name before that first week that I was on. I know, like you said, last week I was feeling pretty dookie, so but now we feel good, so here we are. But
there you go. Good little race right here around about 12th place spots. You got Yeo and Mettler. Mettler's having a hard time on that high side. He's just kind of going backwards.
yeah, it kind of seems like I feel like he's trying to make it work. Maybe, I mean, you can't knock a dude if that's where they're comfortable or whatnot. But can't even talk over here, you know. But if it ain't working really, then maybe change it up a little bit, because I don't think that middle high groove is.
Caution.
Oh,
Caden Law spinning it around. Let's go back on the replay here, see what happened to him. He's right here kind of in a bunch. And let's see if he had some help or if he maybe caught the curb or something right here. Oh, looks like he got up underneath someone there. Went down way low. And just got a little bump. Short track racing.
yeah, I was about to say, I'm not going to classify that a bump and run quite yet, but
And
You
that
never
might
know.
actually bring about, like what you just said right there, bump and run. It might be a little treacherous to do one because that could have been close to a bump and run because it would have been right about the area you would have done it. But it actually sent the guy on around.
Yeah, that's kind of where I was leaning towards. Looks like this is a pretty quick track. You guys can definitely throw it around here, and I think it just might be a little too quick here with how light these cars are too. You just send someone goodbye, kind of like we just saw a little bit. Like I said, I don't know if that's what he was trying to do or whatnot, but I feel like that, what we just saw, could
Give him a love tap.
be the result.
I'll tell you what, right now, Stitt's the man out front. What's going on, Matt? He says, let's go Five Kings. That's right, Five Kings Motorsports here tonight with the Crooked Line Racing super late models here under caution for the first time here tonight. Myrtle Beach short track racing. And Coffee. He's got his Lexus machine out there, so he got high dollar late model.
Ooh, it's an expensive car you got there.
Yeah. Well, my wife got one of those.
Ooh, yeah, Lexus. It's
She
just
likes
a
it. I just like my truck.
glorified Toyota.
Pretty much. Run for a long time.
They're nice cars, I'll give them that.
True. I like my truck, though.
Yeah.
And my lawnmower.
Woo-woo. I got 3 brake horsepower in this lawnmower.
That's right. The general neutral pace car goes off, and look at that. I tell you what, Stitt gets a good jump, but here come Rocco. I can't pronounce his last name. Rocco V, we'll just say it that way. Comes up in second. Zimmerman, another fast guy, he takes over Coffee. And Sexton almost dropped that thing in the end on the back end of Coffee. Carroll stuck to the outside. Let's see if we can get around him.
Yeah, let's see what he can get rolling out there. Obviously, no one really came into pit. I didn't think it'd be time to come in anyway, so everyone just kind of stayed out. But now I think he's going to dive down, secure that spot. There he goes.
Yeah, you can see, I mean, it looks like Carroll's got a very fast car. Now he's going to go up underneath Coffee to try to take that spot away. Give him a little bit. He might be up under that lead before it's over with.
Yeah, that man looks like he is on a mission to get up there. He's got a pretty quick car here tonight, so we'll see what he can get done and how quickly he can progress through the field.
Tanner got a new car out there. He's got one of the sponsors out there with the butt kicker and the McConey setup shop. I'm used to see him in the I used to be the Pepto Bismol car. It was kind of orangish yellow.
Oh, his is the Pepto car.
Yeah, pink or whatever it was. It was, yeah, Tanner. But right now he's got it in white and red one. Nice new paint job there.
Yeah, that thing looks pretty slick.
Ooh, Coffee's off the pace too, way back in 8th. I'm up the track.
It looks like he might have got shuffled out a little bit or just lost his momentum. I think momentum here could definitely play some pretty significant role. I mean, you saw it just there. You just slow up a little bit and you lose 2-3 spots right there. So
back to field up. Pittman, remember we was talking about Pittman last week's winner. He had to start at the tail end of the field. Kind of one of those rules. If you win, you got to start at the tail end of the field. Well, now he's up to 11th. Battling now for that 10th place spot. Coffee off the pace again. Got Carpenter way up there too. EO and company. So I don't know what's up with Coffee. He's got a little damage, but shouldn't hurt him too bad. But that car is just not handling.
no, yeah, it looks like he's not being able to really hold it under himself.
Yeah, I don't know what's up, but they're beating and banging. Won't wreck them.
As things are getting a little squirrely back here around Mr. Coffee.
But you saw Yo get it on the side, the little dooring on Coffee. Coffee came back, gave him a little bump in the back, moved him out of the way, got back around him. I love it. You know, it just shows those. As long as you ain't out there trying to wreck each other. I like that. Hard charging, battling between different competitors. But look at old Stitz. He's moving away. Still got a 3-car battle back here. Zimmerman, Rocco, Carroll. That's all for about second on back spot.
Yeah, I think this battle over here is going to intensify here pretty soon because some of these guys are pretty hard chargers here. So,
Yes. Well,
like
what I'm starting to see too here, Alex, is it looks like track position after a while, after you get past that the newness of the tire, so to speak, and we're you know, we are in to several laps into the race. It seems like now everybody's kind of evened off. I mean, even Carroll, who was coming through the field. I mean, just to give you an idea, we always loved the lap times. You know, Stitz out front ran in 1952. Rocco with a 51, a 48, a 50, a 56, a 59. That's the top six right there. So it's not even a half second splitting the top six guys. So you know they're all running within each other.
that's not even a tenth.
So that's right, my side, my bad, a tenth, my bad. Yeah, you're right. And that just goes to show you right there. It's just how competitive it is on this track and how hard it's going to be to pass.
Yeah, I think it'll be a little harder here at this track if you get those longer run-esque guys going, but...
Well, you know, it's crazy. You know, you just did that through the whole field. I mean, the leader ran in 1961. 18th place spot ran in 1988. That's 2/10, maybe 2.5 tenths.
That's nothing.
That's what I'm saying. That is like, wow. So that tells you, one, you're not going to see really anybody just come blasting through the field unless you're on maybe some newer tires. So to me right now, track position is probably going to be key. And I feel like if anybody learned from what they did last week, I mean, you've got guys like Pittman who are up in the 8th place spot, but you can see like he ran in 1972. So he's falling off the pace the further up he gets to a certain point. Like Carroll, we even spoke about him. He's kind of just dropped off a little bit. Up there in the 3rd place spot is Rocco. Actually had a little bit of trouble. Not quite sure what happened to him. Let's see if we can't...
Yeah, it looks like he shuffled back a couple spots there.
Let's see if we can't go back here and see where he passed. See what happened maybe to... Let's go back on the replay here, folks. So see the pass for 2nd place. Maybe see what happened to Rocco. He fell back to 4th. If he maybe hit the wall. First off, it was once Zimmerman got around him, obviously he's going to bring Carroll with him. It looks like he went high on the track, and he just gave up that inside lane. And once you give up that inside lane, might be all she wrote.
A sitting duck.
Yeah. And it just gets a little wiggly, and yeah, and then that brought Carroll along with it. So yeah, right there just kind of shows you the pass on it. And unfortunately now Rocco's off, and it might look like the car's just starting to I did talk to some of the guys before the race. They said over the course the car gets tight, and that's what it's looking like. Car's getting very tight. Some guys can handle it. You know, and I know once a car gets tight, about the only way that you can correct it is back the turns up. You can start seeing some guys like Tanner right there overrun the turn, give the inside groove up, and that's where we're going to see most of our passing on the track. Is the guy in front maybe just overdrives the turn, and the guy behind him just is able to capitalize on it. But you know, in order to stop that, as a 44 just went sliding, yellow's out.
I thought he saved it for a second.
That's what
Looks
I
like he
thought,
did.
but let's go back and watch it one more time. Was Raymond. It was a good save, though. He did save it.
Yeah, I think he did.
See, he's coming out of the turn here. Oh. What's a good save? I got to give him that one. That was good. I don't know what triggered the caution on it. Sometimes iRacing's funny, but nonetheless on the caution, and I got a feeling you're probably not going to see anybody unless you're in the back. Which, I mean, you see Law, Coffee, Bogo all on the pit. Yeah, unless you're way back there, maybe pit, but Yeah, I don't think you're going to see any of the leaders up here.
No, I don't think they are. I think, like you were saying, track position is going to play too much of a factor here tonight because it looks like it's getting hard to pass, especially once that level off happens with those tires like we've been seeing with these guys. I think that track position is what's going to be key here tonight.
Oh, yeah. And it looks good so far. I mean, I got to go along. Not sure what Stitt might be doing, but I'm going to say Zimmerman right there behind him. Probably not going to pit unless the leaders do. Carroll probably is going to stay out as long as he possibly can. So if I'm a betting man, I'm going to say a lot of those guys are because they're fast right now.
Yeah, they're pretty quick. And I think there's a little too much traffic in between some of these guys in the back that came down.
Yes. But we are under caution. Take your time here tonight, so it's actually been a pretty good race so far.
Do they get a lane choice?
Believe they do. Good question. I'm gonna go on a limb and say they do.
Looks like these dudes. At least front row, or the leader, I'll say.
Yeah, I believe they do. Green flag flies. We're back. Stitz gets a good and look at this battle back here about 3 wide with Brown, Carroll, Rocco right there in the mix, or he's actually behind it. 3 wide is just not going to work at this track. They're going to have to settle that one.
Yeah, that's gonna be a quickly sorted out because I don't think they
or
can
disaster
last
one.
even a whole lap 3 wide. So, but they got it under wraps pretty quick there.
See Tanner hanging on to 7th. He sees the battle in front of him. You got Sexton and Rocco still struggling with that machine. Pittman moved it up to 8th right now, trying to pick them off one by one. You got Carpenter and Raymond there in the 9th and 10th place spot. So it's a gaggle of machines back from 5th on back. Well, Pittman working over Tanner.
Ooh, that was close. I thought he was going to sneak his nose in there that
There's not much room here, is there? You can see Tanner running a little higher on the track. Tells me that car's a little bit tight, and he's fighting it, getting those turns. And like I was saying before, about the only way to correct that is back your turns up. The problem is the guy behind you has a little better handling car. He's probably going to just dive it right up underneath you, or maybe try the outside lane, or possibly, unfortunately, might run you over.
I think it might be a tad early for that running over. We ain't got monster trucks out here.
Yeah. I mean, he wouldn't mean to run it over. I mean, on a short track, it's just not a lot of. The closing rate is so quick here. It wouldn't be anything ill intentionally or anything like that. Be almost like the dude that ran Denny Hamlin over. That was funny.
New Chase Briscoe.
Yeah, I like that. That was good.
That's kind of funny. Yeah, some people just need a little bit more motivation than others. I'll put it that way.
True. Well, the biggest scare tonight, they were talking about it here, and a few little notes. Like I say, obviously Myrtle Beach, it is a tough track here tonight, especially with the SLM cars, super late models. I mean, this thing's got a lot of power, and the grip wise and as light as they are around this place. So the curbs or turtles, whatever you want to call it. I never understood the term turtles. I've always heard them as apex, curb, or something like that. Turtles was formed from the Roval at Charlotte. Rumble strips, I've heard that term, but you can see them right down on the bottom, and definitely it's something that you want to keep an eye on because it can upset these cars very, very much so. As low as they are to the ground, and boy, I don't know what that was, but that was Pittman, and he just got pitted. Like on the replay there, we caught that one kind of live. It was happening, but we'll go back here and shot and look one more time. So, it's like maybe steering wheel got checked up or something. I don't know.
He's up here trying to work over Tanner right here.
And Tanner got checked up a little bit. Rocco's on the outside. Looks like they just came together and ricocheted off of each other. And fortunately, Pittman took the worst end of that. Got Carpenter along with it. Coffee involved. But, yeah, and short track racing, we were just talking about it. This is a narrow place. Sometimes you get in there with a little bumping and grinding going on. I've referenced Bowman Gray many a times because of a Tuesday night. I know you're not up here with me. Tanner's up here with me, and they run the late models on Tuesday night here in this league, Alex. And Bowman Gray is known really for the late models. That's their premier series that are raced there. And I know you're familiar with what a late model is, right? Kind of the open wheel style.
That is correct.
Okay. I just make sure some people don't, and but Bowman Gray being just, that's what, a quarter-mile track. So it's like really, really small. And to me, that place, they sell out every Saturday. Don't get me wrong, but it's just more of a madhouse than anything. And then you get I think sometimes they put 15 cars out there side by side of those late models, and you know how powerful those things are. It's just I don't see how those guys just race on it, but nonetheless they get away with it. But it is short track racing there too, and it's just like I see here. You get out there, you beat and bang a little bit, and sometimes things happen.
Two guys taking up enough real estate for one guy.
Tour modifieds. Yeah. My bad, Scotty. You're right. Tour modifieds. What did I call them? What did I call them modified? I call them modifieds. You're right. Tour
Honestly,
modifieds.
I don't remember.
I don't either. I'd probably said something that was way off, and that's just how my brain rolls sometimes, folks. So yeah. Anyways, thank you, Scotty. It's a green flag flies. We are racing the super late models, and they go 3 wide again. Look at this. Zimmerman up high. Brown in the middle, and boy, he made it work.
Yeah, he got a pretty good jump. Looks like Zimmerman got a little slow to the roll, and Brown was like, let me take my chance right here, and he took it.
That's going to put Zimmerman on the outside. Sexton's going to run it down on the inside. Tanner going to be able to get close enough to maybe capitalize. Remember, he's been battling a little bit tighter car. Nope, Zimmerman's going to close the hole.
Moves Carroll up to second, too. I think with some of these guys battling these cars getting a little tighter here, it's going to make it a little just like Tanner's situation right there. I feel like if his car wasn't as tight, he probably would have been able to contest a little more for that position, but he's just having to deal with going into these turns a little differently than he did at the start of the race. So I feel like that could be part of the reason why he wasn't able to really fight for that position.
Yeah, and I'm with you on that one. And two, some guys are really good with tighter cars or so forth and so on. So it's Pittman around again. Man, let's go back on the replay here, see what happened. So for the winner circle last week, he got in the back of the 21 a little bit, had to check up right there. Maybe a little frustration because he's way back in the back. Like him and Coffee are side by side. That 31's right there with him. Marco's back there. And Coffee just sent it.
Dive bomb.
Dive bomb. That's what it looked like. I mean, he basically just tried to take it. Oh, I called them late models. Oh, my bad. I called them late models. That's right. Yeah. The tour modified. I don't know why I call them late models. Because I got late models here tonight. Super late models, that is. Well, now we got pit stops. Stitt's in, the leader's in. Zimmerman, Brown. Okay. Well, is this a good pit strategy. See, I'm kind of conflicted. I really don't know. You know, if they can go the whole way, then I don't know. Let's see.
I feel like if the rest of the race is going to go how this first half went, because we're just about halfway, just past, I feel like if the rest of this race goes how this first half is going, with those new tires picking off a couple positions, like what, maybe 2 to maybe 4 or 5 positions each, I'll say restart, I think then it could benefit you. But if it's going to run green and like a couple of these runs have for like 20, 30 laps maybe, then I think it might not be the right move.
Yeah, and I'm with you on that. You know, because Stitt's going to be back in 15th. If he can pick off, like you just said, 3, 4, 5 cars, and then a caution flies, do it again, you know, off and on as we go back green. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. But if he has to go through this field on a long green, as you see Jack Brown on pit road, good deal. If he has to go through we got a big one in the back here. Frank Barb and company. Let's go back and watch replay. But I'm like you. If he has to go through the field on a green, and Pittman maneuvered.
Just a magnet for chaos here tonight.
Yeah, I will always say I do like
backed
Frank's,
up into that car too.
I do like Frank's paint job though. I like that he doesn't censor himself. I'll say it that way. Well, the good news is Stitz made it through. Zimmerman made it through on that one. That's the good news.
Yeah, they're just both hanging out.
And they did pick up a couple positions, so they're up to 13th and 14th, and that's what they want to do. They've still got those new tires, like what you just said. I mean, they pick off maybe, let's say, 3 or 4 more. Another caution, which, you know, we want to see it go green the whole entire way, but it looks like a lot of these guys back here, maybe some aggravation going on. You can see frustration. I get it. It's short track racing, guys. It's going to happen on these tracks. Yeah. Very good at saving still, and that's going to be the key there. Carroll definitely. I think he's in the position he needs to be. Sexton definitely also. I really feel like now if Stitz and them get up there, the problem is by the time they get there, I think the tire's going to fall off. Matt says he's a little. Yeah, he's a little mad. He's a little mad there. I mean, Pittman's probably a little frustrated tonight. I'll say that. You got caught up in a wreck. He was coming to the field, but that's just short track racing. And I'm gonna tell you what, as broadcasters and viewers, we love it, and it brings out the excitement on the track. Now, I mean, nobody wants a huge caution fest out there. Wrecking people. Yeah, there you go. That's what I'm talking about. But we love the good battles on the track. You know, so I don't know the penalty systems and all that involved here tonight of how they go about things, but nonetheless, hey, on them. Just have fun looking at it on the track.
Yeah, keep it rolling. Now we're stacking up to go back racing.
We got the lights off on the pace car. Carroll, Sexton, Raymond, Tanner, all up there, and Yeo top 5. Set to go green flag. Pace car's in.
Gender neutral pace car.
Yeah. Can't decide if it wants to be a he or she. One or the other. I'm not saying they. Get over it.
I was about to say him or her.
Yeah, him or her. There you go. Right. Look at Carroll. Got a good jump over Sexton, and Tanner right along with him. Most of your battling's going on. Back about 10th place spot. Oh, the 9's around. Logo. Back on the replay here. Watch it one more time. Maybe had a little help or just lost it in the turn. Another Lexus fan. Perhaps had coffee. They were 3 wide. He might have had to check up right here. Yeah, I think he checked up. The guy behind him just got into it.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking is happening.
Yeah. Closing rate of this place just so quick.
Was that Stitz behind him?
Yep, sure was. And that's
probably
that's new tires versus old tires. Then that's just a closing rate with those new tires. He's got that grip, you know.
Well, Stitz made it out of there pretty good. He's sitting in 9th right now.
Oh yeah, and like what you said before, I mean these cautions are helping because they're keeping them tires cool.
Oh yeah, use those bad boys. Keep chopping piece by piece up to the front.
Mm-hmm. But in really good ones so far as we got Carroll out front. And actually these cautions here could be benefiting him too.
Longevity of his tires as well.
Absolutely.
I mean, he's 75 laps deep on those puppies.
Well, like I said, Pittman last week, did not pit the whole entire race. I think it was Raymond who finished second last week. And so those two both, the first, second place car did not pit the entire race. And like I say, Pittman was able to come out, winning it. So it's a doable.
I think we definitely could see that here tonight. I think if we're at the point that we're at now with how the race has been going, I think 49 laps, 50 laps, we'll just put it at 50 for a round number. I don't think it would be in your best interest to pit.
Yeah, no. At some point, yeah, I'm with you. You're just gonna have to be like, forget it.
I think we're roughly at that point. I think all the cards have been dealt.
Absolutely. As we're getting set to double foul them up. What y'all think out there? What y'all thinking about the race so far? It's been a good one. You got Sexton along with them. Raymond. Marr. Myrtle. Green flag. Carroll gets a good jump out front.
Yeah, it looks like those guys rolling off the front can just
power.
power.
Is he going to hold on to it? That was a good save. It says EO went around, but it's all Myrtle right there. Side job.
I mean, this racetrack, formerly known as Ramby Raceway, I believe, did start off as a dirt track.
Okay, there you go.
Bringing it back to its roots. Good old 1958.
There you go. Well, to keep with the cautions, fuel. Now, I was talking earlier to the guys. They said fuel was close. But I think with these cautions, I think now the fuel conversation might be out of it. It's all a matter of these tires. And we talk about Stitt. He's the first one on newer tires. But he's back in 9th. And at some point, I got a feeling those things are just going to kind of... him and Zimmerman, by the way. I don't know how much more they can get to the front.
Nah, I'm right there with what you just said about about fuel. Yeah, I think fuel is kind of now getting out of the talks for how close they were talking it was earlier. So,
Yeah.
but do we get a long green flag run, or do we get another 2-3 lap shootout and then these guys on new tires just get to pick off a couple guys again?
Yeah.
Because I know Stitz didn't make any progress, really. It was Zimmerman. I believe he was sitting, 13th or 12th or something. Now he's sitting in 10th. So he made up some ground to get back up with Stitz, so maybe the two of them will just keep rolling through.
All right. See how it rolls here as we're getting set to go back green flag.
A2 125, about 2/3 of the way here tonight.
Yes, it is.
At Myrtle Beach.
Lap wheel 40. Oh, 82. Wow, and a good one then. Going by quick.
Where'd those 40 laps go?
I know. Wow. Well, I can't see on my other screen here. I mean, it's really kind of small, so I have to bring it over. I really can't see the lap count that well. My bad. I know everybody's like, Joe, how do you not know how many laps it is? Well, for some reason, SDK does not tell me what lap they are, but it will tell me what lap everybody pits on. So, go figure. So I have to look over at the OBS and look at the ticker. The problem is, like I said, it's on my smaller screen, and you know, I'm old people, you know, so I have to break out my reading glasses or something. Well, I got Alex up here in the booth. He's young, can see everything. Green flag.
Yeah, if I got my contacts in. If I don't, who knows what I see?
Okay, well, wing it.
Answer is nothing.
Wing it. Good battle back here around the 8th and 9th place.
240 out of 125.
Yeah. Somebody might want to check the announcers. Well, Stitz is now working over 9th. You can see him right there on the inside. He's kind of stuck a little bit, but oh, you saw Myrtle right there, and Zimmerman. That's just that short track closing rate. Now that damage shouldn't hurt him too much. You know, being a short track, really, you can get some damage going. Pittman moving back up a little bit. Battled on back here in the back. Look at this, about 14th place spot.
Yeah, this is a pretty drawn out battle we got going on here the last few laps, but seeing how that outside line just don't seem to be it. That don't seem to be the place to be. If you get stuck out there, goodbye.
Yes.
It looks like a couple more guys are going to come down low, take that position away.
Let's see what Stitt's up here doing right now, because he's one on those newer tires, and he's just trying to pick them off one by one, which is a smart thing to do. Want to get in trouble, just like you said, go around him. He's up to 7th. Slowly, surely, we got a battle for 4th and 5th. That's Coffee and Marr. Look at this. They run up on the 3rd place man, Raymond. Woo! Let me go a little
Coffee had to
high.
pump the brakes on that one. That was close.
Yes, it was. Now we're getting racy all over this track here. Crash in the back. Oh, Pittman involved. Let's go back and watch. Pittman has been angry all race long. Oh, he got loose and then just couldn't keep it straight. And I'm not sure who that came in. It looks like somebody, and Crow or something, and Pittman is done for the night.
Hung up the cleats.
Yeah, I think that was nail in the coffin. He probably hit the now there is an incident limit. They didn't put it in our notes down here, so I'm not 100% sure what it is. I'm gonna take a guess that it's 20 or 25. So it's around that limit. And as much contact has been going, you know, Alex, I know I've mentioned that before. Every time that you get a contact off the road, hit the wall, or anything like that, you get what they call incident limits here in iRacing. It can be anywhere from 1x, 2x, 4x, 8. You can get a 12 if it's bad enough, but that bad usually tear your car up. But most of the time it's like a 2 or 4x, or like a bump or something like that. You know, obviously Pittman's been in a couple wrecks. Those add up over time. And what happens is if you hit that limit, you automatically get DQ'd.
Yeah, I'm trying to sift through the rules right now, see if I can find it. Because
Yeah,
for
if somebody out
some
there in the
reason-
chat knows Race Rage, 17 is the DQ. Okay, Scotty get it out for nice. Appreciate it, Scotty. So 17 is a little bit lower than what they got with the tour mods. Tour mods, I think they give them 20. Wow.
So,
In case you said it, kid Mar about to teach kid boys how to cook chicken. Let them cook us some chicken. I like chicken. You like
I
chicken?
remember. Yo, I go for some chicken.
I mean, yeah. Some chicken leg and breast.
Yeah, and a piece of Texas toast.
You can give him Texas toast. I'll just take chicken.
I'll take his piece of Texas toast.
Yeah, you can give him my piece. I'll just take chicken.
I remember 17 coming up, and we were talking about it the other week.
It might have been,
Before
and
the
I
race.
just, me, I forget. Apologize.
It says for Monday night super late models, 17 is a pit lane penalty and 25 is DQ.
Okay. Well, so that's what I'm saying. So maybe they lowered it down a little bit, so to 17 now.
Yeah,
Look at that! Right off the bat, Caden Law spins out. Now, that's something we haven't really talked about. Watch on the replay here, wheel spin, because I think that's what this happened here on him. Law just spun the tires on the start, and that thing went around. Because I don't think the 28 got into him. We'll see. Oh no, he got in the back of Tanner, and then that thing just came around for some reason. So, oh.
I was gonna say I think that might be the second day in a row I want to go. That's not a good slinky.
I'm with you, Scott. Here's the thing. Stitz is on those newer tires, and he's sitting in fourth. These cautions have really, really helped him, and this is where Carroll and them have to kind of be like, because Stitz been patiently just picking them off one by one. Is he fast enough to get up there to Carroll? Because at this point in the race, unless Stitt and Zimmerman blow by the field, you're not pitting. Carroll, Sexton, Marr, Raymond, none of those guys up there are going to pit. Can't afford to lose track position. Not at this point, because you're not going to make it back up. There's not enough time. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that. Yeah, there you go, Scotty. Yes, I want to say yes. Too late to pit now. You're good observation. I mean, it really is. And like I say, unless Stitz and Zimmerman and all them just go blowing by them, and a caution comes out right afterwards or something, you would take a chance then. But then again, even taking a chance then, I still feel like you probably wouldn't if you're like Carroll or Sexton, because yeah, you might not win the race, but you're going to give up a lot of positions that you're probably not going to be able to make back. What do you think?
Oh, dude, I'm so dingy. I totally thought that had to go with carrying too many incident points.
What are you talking about?
How, when I was reading the rules, it was like 17 is a pit penalty and 25 is a DQ or whatever the calculation comes out to.
25 was, I think at one time, the DQ limit, and I think they lowered it down 17 now.
Yeah, he said too late, can't pit now. I thought that had to go with getting a pit penalty, and I just my mind went mush for too long.
Yeah, you was thinking about the chicken. That's what you was thinking about. The Texas
and
toast.
the extra piece of Texas toast.
Yeah. You got him all excited about chicken, and he can't remember anything. All right, well, it's been Carroll's race so far, and I still think he's probably in the catbird seat as to go back green. It's all going to be a matter of just how Stitt and him comes through the field. Right now, this is what you want to see, Zimmerman and Stitt side by side battling. two of the guys with newer tires. Because the longer they battle, that means the more those top four can get away. And looks like Stitt's going to be able to get around him, but yellow flag, Bogo. Let's see what happened to Bogo. See if he had some help. Some out here just don't like the Lexus Club. And he got a little help. Get around.
Oh.
You know, one of these guys out here need to make one with a BMW on it.
Yeah, have that. Just put a target on the side too.
Yeah, I like BMWs. Not very reliable cars, but I like them.
They're good if you own a shop or something.
Yeah, well, yeah, that or if you want to buy one new. There you go. And I don't know what's going on the track up here, but Law has been DQ'd. He was up there bumping the back of Raymond. And it looks like
he
Law
just came up there and
yeah, he just came up there and started bumping and on. A little retaliation of something. Don't know what's going on there, but they'll talk about it after the race. But that's just it. You just DQ'd yourself, Law. I mean, why?
Kyle Busch.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah. So,
Spotters coming on. Kyle, stop. Kyle, stop. Kyle.
What's wrong with you?
What a
And
doozy
that's the
it's
thing
been so
about these
far.
short tracks here, Alex, man. You know, you get in here, you beat and bang, but you've also got to be mindful of that DQ limit because it'll sneak up on you for too long. Because every one of those little bump and, like I said, you know, 2x can add up after a while. What is 2 times? That's only 5 bumps for 20. So less. So you only had to hit what, 4 times?
Yeah, that's not that much.
Is that right? 2 times 5? No, that's 10. 2 times. Never mind, my math is off.
Yeah, but short track racing, I know what you're saying. It stacks up pretty quick.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Everybody in the place going, Joe. But never mind what I said, all right? Forget it. I know it's not Common Core and y'all couldn't understand it anyways. So we're going back green flag racing.
Yeah, Joe Cat math. Alex gets his mind mushy talking about chicken.
This is just what this is what happens on an OSR network broadcast, folks. I'm telling you, we're not syndicated TV up here. We love just having fun, and we appreciate all y'all tuning in. Hit the likes and shares out there too, by the way, as we're live tonight here on the OSR Network on YouTube and Facebook, online simracingnetwork.com. Home for fun and exciting sim racing here. We got the Five Kings Motorsports, Crooked Line Racing, super late models. Been a good one here at Myrtle Beach, and I'll tell you, these guys out here, you know, they got some good sponsors here too. Bud Kicker, McConaughey Shut Up Shop, Vikings Motorsports. They got a lot of great sponsors come on board. And Carol right now showing them that you know, what he's got is green flag flies. You know, we're still keeping an eye on what Stitt can do here. And Zimmerman's got the inside, boots him out the way. Stitt's in the wall. We saw it live. Oh no. Not going to be happy. But that was basically a product of, to me, 2 cars trying to take up the same real estate. Not enough room.
Yeah, that usually does not work out very well.
No.
See, saying that just makes me feel like the announcer from the movie Dodgeball that only says a super obvious thing.
Yeah.
You're like, 2 cars taking up the same real estate, and then I'm over here like, that usually doesn't work out.
Yeah.
That's exactly how I feel right now. And then even at the end of the movie, you got White Goodman eating a bucket of chicken, so there we go.
See? I mean, it all comes around in a circle, folks. Well, Tanner's still hanging on to 3rd. Raymond right there in the 4th place spot. Zimmerman back in 5th. You got Sexton up in 2nd. And Carroll definitely showing the way up front. He's trying to redeem himself from last week. Again, you know, at this point, you're not pitting. In 19 to go, obviously not.
No way.
I mean, there's no way you're going to see these top guys. And now you just got Zimmerman with the newer tires. You do got Jack Brown, though, who pitted at lap 65. And Carpenter, Yeo, pitted at lap 73 and 75. Don't count any of them guys out to finish maybe top 3.
Nah, I think this is also playing very well for Carroll because he gets that huge jump and he's out there in no man's land by himself. He ain't got nobody else to duke it out with, and all these battles are going on behind him. So he's just kind of out there on his own little island on these restarts. He just jets ahead and doesn't have to deal with all the hubbub going on behind him that all these guys are dealing with too. So I think it plays into him pretty well here too for his situation.
And to go off of that, there is, you know, we talked earlier about the guys with the new tires, that the benefits, that the cautions might benefit them. Now I think it becomes a thing that it actually is benefiting Carroll, like what you just said. He's been able to, you know, you really don't want to cool down those tires, but here, do you really want a green? I think at this point he might want a long green flag run. He'd love to see it go all the way out to green flag here. Because, you know, even when you cool the tires down, you do run that risk of spinning a tire or something like that. But still, these cautions do benefit him, like you said.
Scotty placing his bets.
I see that. If I'm wrong, tell Tanner to pay you. Oh, I got you. Yeah. Matt says, of course, you can't stay green now. Well, come on, you got to be optimistic, Matt. Man, really, man.
We've had some longer green flag run.
Yeah, the first of the race was a long one. Well, it's green flag. You see, Tanner does get that good jump out front. We're back here with Raymond at about the 4th place spot. You see the top 4 guys get all single file. So you really, Brown, like we talked about in those newer tires. Here he comes around Zimmerman. So that's in that hot spot right there. All those guys there, new tires.
Yeah, I don't think, if it goes green, I don't think they got enough time to get there.
If they keep battling with each other, no. They're going to have to get it sorted out here. You got Zimmerman now who got away. Let's see if he gets up here. You got Carpenter now battling. And that's kind of the product of, or the problem with running on newer tires is all those guys are on new tires and kind of even, and they're going to battle with each other. So, anybody got anything to run down old Carroll up front, though?
I don't think they do.
I think Tanner might be the one it might be the guy in a hot seat. Him and Raymond. I mean, Zimmerman's there. Got to get around Raymond.
Hit those turtles. Lost all that momentum right there.
Yeah, he did. Good battle right here.
And now that brings him in back to these guys. You got Brown, Carpenter, and Yeo still right here. So,
what a name, Yeo, man! I tell you, sounds like a movie star or something.
Yow!
Yeah,
you feel like AC/DC.
Yo! Coffee coming back up through the field here. He pitted at lap 90. He feels the urgency. That's around 9th place spot.
Overcome some adversity from earlier on in the race, coming up here battling with these guys now. I mean, he got some pretty fresh tires to do it, so make do with what you got. You got 9 laps to go now.
9 to go. Coffee. Oh, the 35 Yeo's around. We saw it. Had a little help. All right, Carroll probably thinking, I did not want to see that. Out here, had a big lead. Nobody's catching me. Tanner's probably going, don't want to see that either. They almost made it, Matt.
They're still the same, Scotty.
True. You're not going to lose $10 tonight, is you?
If he does, Mr. Marr here seems to be paying.
See what we got. 4 or 5 to go when we go back green. That's it. I think the top 3 probably are safe if they can get away. If they don't get up there battling with each other, they're safe. I'll go along with you on that one. Are they all teammates up there? Let's see. Sexton, Tanner, and Carroll's not. Carroll, the only off non-teammate. Zimmerman is his teammate, so he's pulling for Zimmerman to get up there and move somebody. Or just get up there. Oh, I got you. Make sure you tell him he owes him 10. Okay. Vikings looking pretty good. But you know what? Although 5 Kings looks good, Carroll's team's looking slightly better. They're in the lead. Scotty says, but he's a good friend. Okay, that's way to put it. All right, get set to go back green. What's going to happen?
If Tanner's up here, make sure that I know. Okay.
Yeah.
That'll be easy to remember because there's an old hockey player that I used to like. His name was Scott Stevens. So he used to be a thug out in the ice. Used to just
I don't know nothing about
obliterate
hockey.
people.
That Canada's good at it.
Whoa, 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 whoa. We're in the United States of America.
I know, but they're better at hockey than we are.
Granted, we pull their players to play in the NHL, but that's neither here nor there.
See? There you go. On back green. There's people who will move, and then there's guys like Carroll. I hear you. Carroll gets a good jump here on the start. And you see Sexton's right there behind him. Zimmerman is probably the car that's got a little bit of urgency here if he wants to even get a chance to get up there.
Yeah, it's time to go for Zimmerman if he wants to get up there. Looks like he might be able to.
He's gonna try the high side.
Thought he was gonna be able to look on the inside, but
he's definitely faster. But it just shows you how hard it is to pass here. Final lap. Carroll. At a turn 2. Final time. Here we go. Tanner's hanging on the third. Final turns. Turn 3 and 4 is going to be all Carroll, Sexton, and Marr. Good finish to this one.
Action packed. Looks like Carroll sends it up into the wall.
Yeah, he didn't like the way it looked.
But they finished, so.
That's a good race. If we can bring a couple of these guys up
back to the dirt track.
Yeah. King old Tanner up here. Sexton up here.
These guys didn't even pit, did they?
No, they didn't. None of them. Let's bring Tanner down here and get a word with him, third place man.
Hey, Tanner, it's Alex up at the booth. You got me?
Yeah, I got you, partner. What's going on?
Hey, man, so seeing that the 3 of you guys didn't pit up front, you, Sexton, and Carroll, and some of these guys are hard charging up behind you, you think you were going to be able to hold them off? I know those cautions might have helped a little bit, but they might have hurt too. Let me just kind of get inside your brain a little bit on where you were sitting in third, looking outside at those guys coming in on you.
Be honest, I knew we were going to be good because you had a bunch of chatter that was going on between drivers. Drivers wasn't happy with each other. You saw we had to remove 2 drivers from the server. So I knew they were going to be fresh tires. They're going to be faster back there, and they were just going to wreck each other. And, I mean, that's essentially what they did. But, I mean, we'll work to fix it. We'll get rid of them, get a new crop in here, and go on about it. But if we would have went green, they would have had us for sure. But the cautions definitely helped.
Yeah, man. So was that your plan? Pretty much the entire race was to not pit? Or did you think you might have came down once? Maybe when some of those other guys were coming? Or were you just kind of like, nah, I ain't even going to pit tonight?
So our plan was all 5 Kings Motorsports. If those guys that did pit earlier on, if they just came hard charging through the field fast, I mean, that forces our hand then, then we have to pit. But seeing that it was so hard to pass out here tonight, you basically had to move somebody to pass them. And that's why there was so many wrecks. But tempers added on to that. So, I mean, if they would have came through the field quick, we would have had to pit. But luckily, I mean, it played out. The race was boring with all the cautions, but I mean, we got a 3rd place finish, 2nd in the points. Still cannot catch Chris Carroll, though. That dude, he's on a rocket ship right now.
Remember, you got to tell him that Scotty Stevens said that Tanner owes him $10 because he stayed in the top 3.
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up.
Scotty's on our team, right?
It was a running thing on the chat out here. Scott said that the top 3 is going to stay like it is, and he bet $10, and Tanner's got to pay. So,
Well, me and Scotty were talking during the race. He knows the drama that was going on. Y'all being up in the booth, y'all don't really hear it, but I'll just be completely straightforward. We brought some kids in here, and that's the product you get right there. You know what I mean? I'll just leave it at that. We'll take care of it. Overall, still happy to have you on board and had fun tonight. I guess I'll owe $10. But I'll take it. Third place, I'll take it.
Yeah, Joe and I will play the bookies over here, and just make sure that transaction happens.
Yeah, split me a little bit of booking fee.
But yeah, man, coming in here, not pitting, got those guys coming up hard behind you. Like you said, don't want to dive too much into the extracurriculars. I'll just say it's tempers fly short track racing. But anybody you want to give a shout out to or thank for this 3rd place finish here tonight, man?
Oh, absolutely. I got to thank y'all up in the booth for sure, because y'all sit through and have to put the lyrics to the music we put out there. So thank y'all for that. Then we got to thank everybody over at 5 Kings Motorsports. It's a big group, man. It takes a lot of us working together to put it all together. And then, I mean, got a laundry list of sponsors. FB Sim Racing Button Box, have some of the best button boxes in the game. MF Racing Design throws these paints together for us, and I mean, they're beautiful. Building Blocks Child Care Center, it's family-owned business. My mom and grandma's owned it for about 28 years now, 29 years. Raised Energy, McConey Setup Shop, BAM Racing Videos, and then, of course, always got to thank thebuttkicker.com.
Heck yeah, my dude. Well, congratulations again, 3rd place finish. Hope Mr. Stevens gets his payment, because I know where to find you now. So
we'll be here, brother. We'll be here.
Congratulations again. Super exciting race here tonight, man.
Thank you, guys. Thank y'all for calling it.
there you go, Tanner coming home 3rd tonight with a good finish. Well, this guy here, Joshua Sexton, had a good run too, and 2nd place held on.
Hey, Joshua, it's Alex up at the booth. You got me?
I got a copy.
Heck yeah, man. So, coming in here, 2nd place here tonight. I'm going to ask you the same question I asked Tanner, which was, were you planning on not pitting at all here tonight, or what kind of was your game plan coming in, which might have changed on the fly, might not, who knows?
Yeah, I honestly, the car was really good all the way through the race, even to right up about lap 75. And at that point, every time we would get a caution and we get a restart, the tires would cool off, and I was running the fastest laps of my race. So at that point, there was no reason. It was kind of like last week, if we could have got a lot more long green flag runs, I think tires would have been a bigger issue. But because we had so many cautions towards the end, the tires, they just cooled off, and it was like driving on brand new tires every restart. So we were good to go.
Yeah, Joe and I were talking about that a little bit with having all those restarts. Could benefit those guys that did pit, but it could also benefit you guys up front that didn't. Because granted, they could pick off a few positions here and there, but then again, it's not like you're really burning up your tires in an unnecessary fashion, you know? But anyways, coming in with you guys not pitting up front and those guys charging up, you think they were going to catch you guys or no?
I don't know. I maybe not. I know for me and Chris Carroll, down pretty much the whole race and even down towards the end, we had managed the tires well, and like I said, we were running the fastest laps of the race towards the end. So you never know, they may have gotten to us, but passing us would have been a different thing. The car was handling so good that as long as you hit your marks, you really didn't have to worry about anybody getting by.
Yeah, it looked like you two had very strong cars here tonight. I mean, it shows. You were up front, huge chunk of the race with them, and you came home in second place. Is he just putting like jet fuel in his car or what? Because it looks like it's real hard to catch him and pass him.
No, he's got a really good understanding of the super late model. He's a really good driver, and he's also very patient, which you can see at the towards the beginning of the race. His patience pays off. He grabs those quick spots, and he even got by me there in the beginning, and that basically ended up being the move of the race when he got around me earlier in the race. So when you got a good handle on these cars, and he's got a lot of talent, he's really good. So it's no doubt that he's going to run up front every week.
Heck yeah, man. And like you said, super strong race between the two of you. And anybody you want to give a shout out to or thank for this second place finish here at this very eventful race here at Myrtle Beach today?
Yeah, I want to thank my teammates, Five Kings Motorsports. We always come out and do a good job. Another good showing tonight. A lot of support from my teammates. I'd like to thank our sponsors, MF Racing Design. As you can see, the number 51 is a beautiful looking car. That's Michael Falk at MF Racing Designs. McConey Setup Shop, Savage Edge, Raise Energy, the Buck Kicker, and Frank Barbary Sim Racing button boxes.
Heck yeah, man. Well, definitely congratulations, second place finish, bringing it home after a pretty entertaining race, as I'll put it. Definitely was fun being up here in the booth with Joe again for it. So congratulations again, man. Look forward to talking to you soon.
All right. Thank you, buddy.
There we go. Third place man, Joshua Sexton, bringing it home tonight with this guy, Chris Carroll, brought it through the field. Chris, Joe in the booth, got a copy?
Got a big fat copy, Joe White.
Well, I tell you what, man, last week, you came through the field twice. You just ran out of times on that second time on the pit move that you did. But this week, did not pit. Maybe took little pointers off of what happened there last week and stayed out front, dominating here and put it in victory lane. How was the race?
Well, I thought the race was super ugly, to be honest. I planned on pitting a few laps after those guys all pit halfway, and I saw they kept running into each other, and then there was a point where I just had to stay out, and they kept running into each other, and I had to make an audible and just stay out there. But I had planned on getting tires and planned on having to work my way through the field again, but sometimes you just gotta make a call in the cockpit,
Oh, absolutely. Now, and that's interesting you bring that up, because last week you were up in third or so place, and I questioned out because you pitted. Because you were sitting up there in the good, and your lap times were still fast. So what was the difference of thinking of last week when you did pit, as opposed to this week? Like you said, you threw an audible. Is there something maybe you learned from the week to week?
Yeah, I learned last week that after a certain amount of laps on your tires, they equalize out, because I had probably, 30 lap fresher tires than the guys in front of me. And the last 30 laps of that race, I had no more speed than anybody else. The tires equalize, and I learned that last week, and when they kept running into each other, I made that audible, and we did it better this week.
Oh, absolutely. Like I say, sometimes, man, you pick up a little bit of pointers week to week, but hey, you put it in victory lane tonight. Dominating finish here for the Fire Kings Motorsports, the super late models at the Crooked Line Racing. You got anybody you want to thank here for the win?
Yeah, I got to thank a whole bunch of people, actually. Brian Zimmerman at USAFirearms.com. I have to thank the guys at Pit Lizard Performance for making these cars go fast, and I have to thank you guys for the broadcast. I actually have to have a shout out to my spotter, Larry Bell. He was trying like hell to get in here tonight, and he couldn't get in here. So got a shout out to him there. I couldn't hear him if he was talking to me. So thank you guys for the broadcast. I appreciate it.
Oh man, no doubt. I tell you, it was a good race on our end. A good finish for you tonight. Good dominating performance as always. And congratulations on that win there, Chris.
Thank you, sir. I'm racing for the points here, so we're trying to get her done. Get as many points we can get every week.
Nothing wrong
10 or
with
more
that.
is awful strong.
Hey, there you go. And you're the lone wolf out there in your race team. You got that Fire Kings team breathing down your neck, but you're definitely fast week in and week out, and proved it tonight.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
There we go. Winner tonight, Chris Carroll. Can't cut him off. Sorry about that, but Chris Carroll tonight here, and I tell you what a finish there, Alex, it was to this race. I mean, Chris' point of view, coming through the field, dominating fashion here, and what a finish. I enjoyed it. To me, it's just a short track duel out here, week in and week out on this place.
Yeah, I definitely like that kind of how it's just short track racing week in and week out here. Definitely a fan. And after watching how some of these guys are able to, I don't want to say manipulate, but they can manhandle these cars around the way that they can and be as strategic as they can with these cars. It's actually pretty neat for me to see coming into this as an outsider. So definitely super exciting race here at Myrtle Beach tonight. Oh,
yeah, and I agree. I know there's some tempers flaring, as always. That's on the short track of stuff, and I know a lot of the guys out there, but hey, definitely something up here. We're just excited to bring it to you, as always, for myself and everybody here. And for everybody from the Crooked Line Racing, have a good night.